Lawful good. Lawful good, often known as the Crusader, describes characters who are deeply committed to doing what is right according to a strict moral code and set of laws. They prioritize justice, order, and the welfare of others, often placing these values above their own personal desires. These individuals are known for their unwavering integrity, dedication to their principles, and their efforts to improve society through lawful means. For instance, Superman embodies this alignment by fighting for truth and justice while adhering to his strong moral principles. Captain America is another prime example. He upholds his values and works within the framework of the law to protect and serve, even at great personal cost. Batman also exemplifies lawful good. He operates within his own code of ethics, striving to bring justice to Gotham City while upholding a strict moral code and working to make the world a better place. Lawful good characters are driven by a deep commitment to righteousness and are guided by their moral and legal codes to make the world a better place. Neutral good. Neutral good, often called the benefactor, describes characters who aim to do good but do not strictly adhere to laws or chaos. They prioritize helping others and making positive changes without being bound by rigid rules or systems. These individuals are known for their flexibility, compassion, and willingness to act according to what they believe is right in any given situation. For instance, Spider-Man exemplifies this alignment. He strives to protect people and fight evil, choosing actions based on what he feels will benefit others the most, rather than strictly following laws or breaking them. Luke Skywalker also fits this description. He fights for the greater good, often balancing his actions between adhering to his principles and adapting to new circumstances. Neutral good characters are driven by their desire to do good, free from rigid adherence to any particular system or authority. Chaotic good. Chaotic good, often known as the rebel, describes characters who prioritize doing good, but do so in unconventional or unpredictable ways. They value freedom and individuality, often challenging established rules and authorities when they believe it's necessary to achieve positive outcomes. These individuals are known for their spontaneity, creativity, and willingness to break norms to help others. For example, Wolverine exemplifies this alignment. He defies the law and societal norms to fight for justice and protect those in need, driven by his sense of morality. Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy also represents chaotic good. He acts according to his own moral compass, often disregarding authority and traditional methods to protect and help those in need. Chaotic good characters are motivated by a desire to do good, even if it means breaking the rules to achieve their goals. Lawful neutral. Lawful neutral, often referred to as the judge, describes characters who strictly adhere to laws, rules, or codes without letting personal feelings influence their decisions. They are committed to maintaining order and fairness, focusing on upholding the established system rather than considering what is good or evil. These individuals are known for their impartiality, discipline, and dedication to their duties. For instance, Judge Dredd exemplifies this alignment. He enforces the law without deviation, regardless of personal beliefs or the circumstances. Obi-Wan Kenobi, especially in the early stages of his character, also fits this description. He follows the Jedi Code and the rules of the Jedi Order meticulously, even when faced with difficult choices. True neutral. True neutral, often called the balancer, describes characters who seek to maintain balance and neutrality in all things. They do not strongly align with law or chaos, good or evil, instead aiming to stay impartial and adaptable. For example, Tom Bombadil from The Lord of the Rings represents this alignment. He remains detached from the larger conflicts of Middle-earth, focusing on preserving his own realm's balance. Another example is Aang from Avatar, The Last Airbender. During his early journey, he strives to balance the elements and maintain peace among nations without favoring any one side. True neutral characters are guided by a desire to preserve balance and avoid extremes, making choices that maintain harmony rather than conforming to strict moral or legal codes. Chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral, often known as the free spirit, describes characters who prioritize their personal freedom and individuality above all else. They act according to their own desires and impulses, without a strong commitment to law, order, or morality. For example, Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean embodies this alignment. He follows his own path and makes decisions based on his immediate interests and whims, often disregarding laws and norms. Deadpool is another example. He operates with little regard for order or traditional morality, focusing instead on his own goals and desires. Chaotic neutral characters are driven by a desire to be free and unbound, making choices that reflect their own desires and spontaneity rather than adhering to any set of rules or principles. Lawful evil. Lawful evil, often called the Dominator, describes characters who use laws, rules, and structures to achieve their own nefarious goals. They believe in order and control, but exploit these systems for personal gain, power, or dominance. For example, Darth Vader from Star Wars represents this alignment. He enforces the Empire's laws and uses his position to further his own ambitions and maintain control. Voldemort from Harry Potter is another example. Lawful evil characters are driven by a desire for power and control, using established systems and rules as tools to further their own agenda, often with a cold and calculated approach. Neutral evil. Neutral evil, often called the Manipulator, describes characters who are primarily driven by self-interest and personal gain, without being bound by moral codes or laws. They are willing to use deception, manipulation, and any means necessary to achieve their goals, showing little regard for others' well-being or the consequences of their actions. These individuals are known for their cunning, ruthlessness, and strategic thinking, often focusing on advancing their own agendas regardless of ethics. For example, Littlefinger from Game of Thrones exemplifies this alignment. He manipulates others and orchestrates schemes to increase his own power and influence. Frank Underwood from House of Cards also fits this description. He pursues his ambitious and self-serving goals with a complete disregard for morality or order. Chaotic evil. Chaotic evil, often called the Destroyer, describes characters who are driven by a desire for destruction, chaos, and personal gratification without any regard for laws, order, or the well-being of others. They act impulsively and with malice, seeking to create disorder and mayhem purely for their own pleasure or gain. These individuals are known for their extreme unpredictability, cruelty, and willingness to inflict harm. For instance, the Joker, in his most extreme portrayals, embodies this alignment. He thrives on chaos and destruction, driven by a need to dismantle societal order for his own amusement. Cthulhu, from H.P. Lovecraft's mythos, is another example.